I'd like to call upon stage another visionary leader, a master mariner with over 40 years of experience in shipping and port industry. Has worked in senior management positions on either side of the supply chain, including heading 6 container terminals for the QHSSE and AMP training function. Currently serving as the content director at Marinepals, has created over 50 training videos for their digital learning management system. And he will be talking about the future of training that Marinepals represents. Ladies and gentlemen, please extend a warm welcome to Captain Girish Munjal as he shares his insights on shaping the future of maritime training. Captain.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Good morning, everyone. I have been given very strict instructions from Shaukat that because people have got their flights, so I must constrain my session to 15 minutes. So I'm going to go and dive right into it. So I'm a part of the Marinepals team, and I'm going to be talking to you about our digital learning management system, which is the future of training. And before I do so, just to get an engagement with you all in the context of future of learning, I have 4 questions for you all. I would appreciate if you can answer with a yes or a no if you are in agreement or disagreement with the questions that I'm going to be putting up on the screen. And I can request that the same enthusiasm that we had during the tug of war, please have that so we can set a consensus on what I'm going to showcase. And believe me, it is going to set the foundation of what I'm going to be talking about, the future of training. So are we in for this session? Great. So here is my first question. In regard to changes in the social habit, do you agree that youngsters do not like reading books or circular? Yes. Excellent. The next one, do you agree that the span of attention of all of us has reduced? Not just youngsters, but all of us. My third question is, do you agree? And this is the presenter. I'm so sorry about that. Do you agree that we tend to learn through social media and that videos is a popular medium? Yes. And the last one, do you agree that youngsters like to use their mobile phone? I would change it not all the time, but most of the time, right? And there was a survey which was conducted, and you can even Google it out, that an average time spent by a teenager is about 7 hours on screen. That's the kind of time that a youngster spends. And now I don't even think it's about to do with the youngsters. Most of us do, whether it is to scroll through our messages, social medias, or even interact with each other on WhatsApp. There is a lot of time that we spend on screen. So this is where I will connect as to why we are doing this. So I apologize for this presenter which is giving a bit of problem. So if we cannot change the habits, why not teach using the technology that our generation loves? And at Marinepals, we do just that. We cater towards the changing times, but we do that with a mission. And that mission is very important to us. And our mission is to prevent harm to people, environment, cargo, or ship through education and training of seafarers. I'm sure all of us have seen a lot of mission statements and policies which sometimes are put up on the wall, but I can assure you this is the mission statement that we internalize, and our entire team and the content stems from this mission statement. Let me briefly introduce you to our team members. These are the founding members. We have an expertise of both training and IT. Very, very quickly, Captain Pradeep Chawla is the CEO. He was ex-managing director Anglo-Eastern. We have Mr. Radharaman Lath, the Chief Products Officer, Nikhil, who's the CTO. We have Cyril Philip over here with us, who's the Director of Business Development, and that's me for the content. And what we have as a platform on the digital learning management system, I'll take you through it. We offer 10 platforms on the DLMS system, and those are Marineflix, Marine Games, Marine VR, Marine Mentors, Cadets Digital Record Books, Competency Management System, Assessment Systems, SMS Manuals and Briefings, Surveys, and Circulars. Now, one very, very important thing to state over here is that all these systems and the platforms that we have been verified by Class NK, and we are the first training provider to be awarded the innovation endorsement by the Classification Society NK after 8 auditors had verified our system. So we are the first one and very proud to say so. Let me briefly take you through each one of them. The first one is Marineflix, where we have micro-learning videos, and these videos range from about 3 minutes to 7 minutes, again joining back to the attention span of all of us. And these videos are labeled into different categories and have been assigned as per the rank and the department for each individual. So we have the courses and the trainings which are assigned. We also have what is called as the learning pathway. A learning pathway is for promotions in rank. And lastly, we have a category called Learning Ninja. These are for the seafarers who consider learning as a value. So let's say even if I'm an ordinary seaman and I'm interested in learning about a collusion case study which had happened, I can self-assign a training to myself and watch that video. It's like a ninja, and I keep scoring points on that. And pretty much like how you have an OTT platform or Netflix, we have divided it into categories. So the categories are, as an example, basic safety, code of safe working practice, soft skill, port state. There are 50 different categories similar to what you have on an OTT, where you see films of horror or romance or thrillers. The same way we have categorize them into folders, and it's pretty much easy to go into a particular folder. As an example over here, I've taken the basic safety, and then you get a list of all the videos that are available under that category. You can choose that particular category and simply play the video, and these are on your mobile phone. I'm going to show you a small demo of about 1 minute how this application works. But what is interesting is any seafarer, any part of the world, whether he's sailing ashore in a train, can have a look at the video at his time and convenience. So here is a demo, a 1 minute demo of the platform of Marineflix. Scroll down. Different trending new uploads, similar to what you scroll on an OTT. The top are our other platforms, which I'll be coming to. These are the categories, and then you select a particular categories, you get a drop down. You select a particular film. Here it is importance of fire doors.
Each type of fire door can resist fire for a specific amount of time. For example, A-class fire doors can prevent passage of flame and smoke for 60 minutes. B-class fire doors can prevent passage of flame for 30 minutes. Be cautioned that smoke may pass through the B-class fire door. It is critical that such fire doors are always kept closed when not being used.
So just because this has been recorded in portrait, you are seeing it, but needless to say, if you turn your mobile phone, the screen will cover and you'll get it in a complete landscape mode. Now, as each seafarer or even the shoreside staff watches a video, they can check their progress on an analytics of what are the trainings that have been assigned to them, what are the trainings that they have completed, what are in progress. And as much as an individual can monitor his progress, the captain can monitor the progress of his complement on board the ship. The vessel's manager can monitor the analytics of the fleet. And if an external organization so wants to check, they can even get to understand the learning mindset of the company. And there is where the learning ninja comes in, that you're doing more than what you are required to be doing. So these are all available in the form of analytics. Let me move on to the second application, which is the marine games. Now, the objective of marine games is the identification of the PSC deficiencies, and we have another one, which is a mandatory one, hatch cover training. The interesting part over here is that the seafarer has to identify the defect, as an example, the bubble over here in the magnetic compass, and he earns points. And as he earns points, there is a leadership board, and he can compare his scores with the other users. Also, yesterday we were talking about learning and then development. In this learning, the important part is the observation skills of the seafarer are also enhanced. I'm sure all of us would want, and yesterday I was so happy that the anecdote stated was in reference to the doctor, Captain Thapar had mentioned that. So if I want my son, if he's on board, I would want that his hazard identification skills to look at the hazards or unsafe conditions would be optimum. And this enhances the observation skills of the people using them. Not just observation, but also in terms of the mindfulness, the person is checking out the defects while racing against time. So he also gets a simulation of real world pressure and urgency. And we all know that how important it is that a person should be able to focus, especially under stress. So even if it is a game, it does develop those skills which unknowingly the person is activating. Next we have the marine VR, the virtual reality, which is an immersive experience. Now the important part is, normally you would see the VR, people are wearing the VR headsets and you have those glasses to control them. But in this case, we have downloaded the VR application on the mobile phone. So pretty much like how you have the Google map and you can do a 360 degrees view of the entire place that you're going to, we have done that on our mobile phone. So here is a sample of it. If you can please play it for me, Kalpesh.
You are on the third stranger. This is the collision bulkhead. The bulkhead at aft end of the forepeak tank.
So we're just
is
scrolling
called
the mobile
collision
phone. I've just
bulkhead
turned it.
And is meant to be
and
a
you can
second
rotate
barrier
around that.
in case of a collision.
अच्छा, आप दूसरों का टाइम भी मेरे पे join कर रहे हो यार. Okay, I'll do it quickly. So here again, yesterday they were talking about before you get into the studies, what kind of documentation you can get so that you can prepare yourself. So you can't send people into the tank, but you can prepare them through this immersive experience, and not just tank, but the places, so that you choose that when he goes inside the tank, he's aware as to what he's going to be looking out for. So I'm going to kind of fasten the pace now. We have a competency management system, which is mainly for the tanker companies, where you require the 6 behavioral competencies, and a part of the Intertanko and the OCIMF initiative. We have a platform for that. We have a platform for marine cadets, and these are the digital training record books for deck cadets, trainee marine engineers, and also now for the ETOs. And we are the only provider of digital record books for International Chamber of Shipping and Global Met. So this is something for a take-home, Praneeth, for you. We also have an assessment system platform mainly for recruitment and promotion purposes. Lastly, we have a Marine Mentors program, and yesterday we saw when Shaukat mentioned about the mentors, the generation gap. So we have a structured way of connecting the juniors with the senior professionals. And I'm going to take away home one more thing where they said that it's going to be a reverse mentoring where the youngster can also mentor the senior. So this is something, a takeaway for us. So we have a structured platform for it. Now, just to sum up, because this is the heart of our learning management system, I've just put a trailer of 2 minutes. But what is important that I wanted to mention is we just don't take in subjects from a regulatory or a code of safe working practice requirement. We also look at what are the industry happenings and make a quick in-context micro-learning. So I'm just showing you 4 quick, small trailers of these micro-learning videos.
A recent investigation report from the USCG revealed that a major fire on board was linked to a lithium-ion battery. Never charge a battery beyond its recommended limits. Unplug devices when fully charged. In an incident reported by Isle of Man Flag State, a fire in the engine room resulted in a fatality. The first 2 entries for search and rescue by ship's team were unsuccessful, as the poor visibility made it impossible for the rescuers to see the victim, even though they were on the same platform. Be aware that thermal imaging can see through smoke because infrared rays can penetrate through it. Anchoring in deep water, also referred to as extreme depths, requires careful planning, because there is a danger of not being able to pull up the anchor or risk of losing it with the cable. The industry guidance defines extreme depths as anything beyond 82.5 meters.
Check that signage indicating escape routes and exits is clearly visible and well maintained. Check the emergency lighting in escape.
Yeah, the idea was just to give you a feel of the micro-learning videos. And I just want to end it from where I started the future of training. With our 10 platforms on the DLMS, we are not just contributing in shaping and training for the future, but we are also trying to redefine how knowledge is acquired, shared, and applied. Thank you all very much for your attention and time. Thank you, Shaukat, for having me. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that. I'd like to call upon Captain Shaukat Mukherjee and Captain Karan Kochar to give away a little token of appreciation to Captain Girish Munjal. Please come on stage. Thank you. And let's hear a huge round of applause for Captain Girish Munjal.